Hi, I'm Nicolene Peck. I teach all over the world about family communication, parenting, and how to improve your relationships. In this video, I'm going to be talking about helping children have a change of heart. If you want your child to bond better to you or to improve your relationship with them, if you want them to improve their behavior, they usually need to have a change of heart. And there is a formula that I have found works really well for helping someone have a change of heart. I'm going to tell a true story about my life and then share with you some of those keys to helping your child have a change of heart too. For years, I did treatment foster care for troubled teens. They were all between the ages of 12 and 18, and they usually all needed a heart change, as well as a behavior change. So most of the youth that came to my home had some processing differences, things like ADHD, OCD, ODD, RAD, FAS, bipolar, kleptomania, compulsive lying, stuff like that. But they also had some behavioral problems because they didn't have good attachments with other people. They oftentimes struggled with narcissism and selfishness. They needed someone to help them care and help them bond, as well as have behavioral changes. So they came to my home for treatment. I was called a treatment care parent, and that's what they were there for. So what did I do? I taught them self-government. So self-government is a principle that is truly liberating for a person. What does self-government mean? It means being able to determine the cause and effect of any given situation and possessing a knowledge of your own behaviors so that you can control them. So what that means is I taught these foster children that came to my home the differences between cause and effect in their behavior and in their relationships and bonding with other people. When they learned cause and effect and what effects they would like to have, that's when their heart became invested. And things started to change for them. At that point, we made plans for them that included skills that they needed for success. As they started applying some of these skills, and we regularly talked about their progress on their self-government journey and their goals that they had established for themselves, their hearts transformed. Some hearts change from the inside out. Some hearts change from the outside in. I remembered that as I worked with all of these troubled children. So sometimes they would say, that's true. I want to make a change in my life so that I can have that truth or that positive outcome in my life. But some of the more oppositional, defiant teens that came to my home were like, I don't care. You may care about that, but I don't care. So instead, we changed the structure of the environment at our home so that they had to consistently follow through with the skills we were teaching them. And then they saw, oh, these are serving me better. Oh, my life feels happier and less stressed now. Oh, I'm having better communication and understanding with my parents. I guess I'll just keep doing this. So that's the outside-in approach to a heart change. Both happen. It depends on the temperament and sometimes personality of the individual. So no matter how your child has a heart change, whether it's from the inside out or from the outside in, let's talk about the keys that you might want to put in place in your home so that you can help facilitate that change of heart. When I talk about change of heart, I really do mean facilitate. You cannot make someone else have a change of heart. They have to choose their own condition of heart. And a lot of it has to do with their experiences and their thought processes. Sometimes it can involve chemicals, but usually when a person truly invests in something, meaning their heart is fully in, then they have actually applied their will. Now, when a person's will is applied, then there's a logical thought process that usually is put in place for justification why any change or alteration is going to be occurring. So if your child chooses to invest into change for themselves, then that's how you know that they have had a change of heart. Before I get to those special keys that I'm going to be sharing with you so that you can have heart change at your home, click that subscribe button. There are so many videos on this channel that will help you as your hearts and behaviors are changing and as you're bonding together as a family. Click the subscribe button now. The first key is vision. People need to have a vision of where they're going. This gives them a reason why they would care about changing behavior or the way they're processing their environment at all. You know, when some people can't make a change at all in their heart or behavior, it's because they're processing circumstances identically every time. They're not allowing themselves to see any differences or any places where they can make adjustment. They also have lost sight of any goal. So when we create a vision for ourselves, this is a picture for the future of what we want to accomplish as an individual and as a family. This book, Parenting a House United, which I wrote, actually has a whole section dedicated to helping your family develop a family vision. If your family knows where you want to be headed, and you stay that course as a family, it will become natural for your child to create visions for their life that will keep them staying a good and productive course throughout all of their adulthood. What makes a great vision? Well, you have to have some of the everyday tactical sensory things attached to it. You've got to have smells, sights, sounds that you can anticipate. You've got to have something far enough in the future that it gives you time to work on it. Usually I suggest for a family vision that we look ahead 10 or 20 years in the future so that all the children are grown up, and then we have a gathering and make it a time that is meaningful to the family. Now, the family will also go through some other things as part of the process of putting that family vision together, but for now, just know that you want to have a deliberate conversation, probably as parents, husband and wife potentially first, and then coming to the family and delivering that vision with them and having them share their input. There's also special ways you can use the vision on a day-to-day basis as you're handling problems that arise in the family. The second key is really good open communication. So if you want your child to be motivated to make changes in their heart or in their behavior, they need to be connected to you. Your relationship to your child does more for their change of heart than anything else you do. So I should probably be like putting a neon sign, relationship. It is that important for your relationship to be connected and functioning well. So what makes your relationship not function? In this book, Roles, The Secret to Family, Business, and Social Success, I talk about how roles relate to our relationship. Did you know that one of the primary roles of a parent, whether mother or father, is teacher? And one of the primary roles of a child is learner. If the learner won't learn, refuses to, then there's dysfunction. If the teacher doesn't teach, then there's dysfunction. If the teacher allows the learner to control everything that happens in the home, it throws the roles off and there's dysfunction. If you want your relationships to be functional, you need to understand your roles and how to get them in the right place. Some people naturally just put their roles in the right place because their parents did a good job of that. But for many modern families, this has become a struggle, which was why I had to write a book about it. I never thought I would have to write this book. And then it was a bestseller, because people were clamoring for the information about roles. The trends in parenting and psychology have led to a role breakdown in society and the family. If we can fix the roles in the family, now this doesn't mean who cooks dinner or mows the lawn. Those are just responsibilities. Anyone can do those things. But I'm talking about if we fix the understanding of what mother really is, the heart and hearthstone of the family, what that means, right? What father really is, who he is, what the role of a 15-year-old son is, or what the role of a 5-year-old daughter is. If we can figure those things out in our homes and families, it will actually alter the roles in our businesses and our communities as well. The third key is tools. You've got to have the right tools to help your family have the change of heart. If someone decides, I want to become this type of a person or this type of a family, I've got to fix this vice about myself, or we have to fix this relationship problem, they need something new to do because what you're currently doing isn't working. So tools or skills come into play. When the foster children came to my home, we taught them 4 basic skills for success, as well as many other life skills that they would need. But these 4 basic skills took care of 99.9% of any behavioral problem that they would have. They felt like magic. They felt like common sense. And I want to share with you what those are now. So let's talk about those 4 basic skills. They're basic, but that doesn't mean that they're always easy to do, especially because they counter some of the selfish desires that we might have or some of our just innate laziness. And for oppositional people, it counters the defiance. These children's books were all written about my 4 biological children. They each teach one of the 4 basic skills to children like ages 12 and under. Of course, you can find in any of my courses, you can find out about these 4 basic skills. This book here teaches following instructions. This one teaches accepting no answers and criticism. This one teaches accepting consequences, and this one teaches disagreeing appropriately. So how do these 4 behaviors take care of everything? Well, let's think of almost any scenario. What if a person is lying? That means they've crossed over a boundary line and they are not accepting no answers. There are 4 steps to accepting a no answer. You look at the person or the situation, you keep a calm face, voice, and body, you say okay, or you disagree appropriately about it, which is this 4th skill. And then the 4th step is you drop the subject, which means you don't think about it anymore. You don't hold it inside and spin it again and again. Think of what could happen if some of our young people today could just drop the subject about so many of their stresses and worries. They would step out of their comfort zones more. They would do more brave things. Part of adolescence and childhood used to always be taking risks, doing daring things. And now nobody's wanting to do anything. Everyone wants to stay comfortable and safe all the time. And so they worry. They worry that something's not safe enough or will be comfortable enough. And then they don't drop the subject in their head. We need all of the skill sets to these 4 basic skills to be successful. I've just shared one skill set, the skill set for accepting no answers and criticism. But each one of those 4 basic skills has a skill set that your children can use to help them have a change of heart as they analyze themselves going forward. In every one of those 4 basic skills, one of the steps in the skill sets is to keep a calm face, voice, and body. Calmness is huge. If your family has calmness, meaning that we're not going to be yelling things out at each other and emotionally dumping on each other all the time, but instead we're going to understand where people are at, we'll help each other through, but we are going to make sure that we solve our problems when we are calm and we are in our prefrontal cortex. If you solve problems, or at least attempt to solve problems when a person is in midbrain or back brain and they are emotional, guess what? They can't actually think of the solutions to their problems. So it is much better for us to make sure that we get calm and into front brain first, then start doing our problem solving and our understanding. So calmness is huge. Many parents struggle with calmness. There are videos on this channel about calmness, so be sure to check those out next. Speaking of calmness, I think this next video will be the one you will want to start with first. It is called The Not So Known Secret for Parenting Success. And in that video, I'll be discussing more about the skills and calmness so that you can get the tools that you need to help yourself and your family do better at self-government and heart change.